How many hearts have you broken with those great big beautiful eyes? Those great big beautiful eyes that tell such beautiful lies.
How many times have you kissed somebody like you kissed me then? I don't.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and all ships at sea. We interrupt this broadcast to bring you an important message from the Prepared Mind Network.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. It is, look at that, November 6th, the day after Election Day 2024. We did it. We saved the Republic. Well, did we save it? I can't tell if Ooman is shaking his head or he's crying. I don't know. No. Ooman voted for Trump. He's good. He's not crying. I think he's just laughing at me. Folks, we saved the Republic. Very temporarily, because remember, this is what they think of us.
There are public figures today, yesterday, and the day before predicting and all but calling for mass violence and rioting in the streets.
Obviously, Republicans, I think, are the biggest threat to democracy. We don't separate right-wing extremists and Republican Party anymore. Republicans, I think, are the biggest threat to democracy. We don't separate right-wing extremists and Republican Party anymore. Republicans are the biggest threat to democracy.
This means war. That is where we are. We are at war with these people. These folks are evil.
Never forget, folks, they said those words and they meant them. They called Trump Hitler and they meant it. Have you seen Hitler's Trump's new mustache today? It's this cute little mustache. It's just right here, just a little one right under his nose. No, yeah, they meant that. They meant that you, my friends, my brothers and sisters, my fellow patriotic Americans and vets, you are garbage. They meant it. They did. It wasn't just the heat of the moment. They meant it. When that kid took an AR-15 to Butler County, Pennsylvania, he didn't just have a spur of the moment idea. He meant, if we're just going to go, no, non-conspiracy, just a regular conspiracy. You know, the guy that was in contact with the FBI. He meant to shoot at President Trump's head. He meant it. The Democrats that said, you have to learn to aim better, they meant it. When the Democrats and liberals out there and Marxist communist types, when they said, we need to get someone who's a better shot, they meant it. And after Trump won last night, and then this morning, the tears were flowing. That's right, folks. I used liberal tears as coffee creamer today. They're so sweet and tender. They came out and they started saying things like, well, now we need to assassinate him before January 20th. They meant it. They meant it. When they call us evil, they mean it. When they call us racist, they mean it. When they say you're homophobic or I'm homophobic, what they're meaning to say is they hate your fucking guts and they want to kill us. When they said they want to kill us, they meant it. When they say they want to put us in concentration camps, they meant it. When they say they want you to be re-educated, they meant it. When they said you're not allowed to go in stores, go out in public, have a job, have a bank account, have a car, travel on the roads, go to the beach, go to the lake, do anything, they meant it. Now, by the way, get your questions down below, because basically this entire broadcast is going to be like last night or Sunday Night Live. I didn't come here with a ton of questions or comments or stories. I just wanted to fucking chill with you guys a little bit. Just chill. It's been an exhausting process, and we have just a few days, hopefully, before things get stupid. We could have stupid tonight. That's my number one prediction. But certainly on the weekend, I think Antifa is going to go, wait a minute. I thought we meant it. And they do. They actually mean it. Everything they said, they mean. And so I don't forgive them and I don't forget. I'm not going to be friends with them. I will not unite with them. When they said I should die, they meant it. When they said that they want to get me fired, they meant it. When they said they wanted to destroy my life, my family, my savings, everything, they meant it. Do you think for a fucking second when they arrested Trump that they were just kidding? Fooled you. Got you, Donnie. Got you. No, they meant it. They wanted him to go to jail and stay there. When they tried him and found him guilty of 34 felonies for doing nothing wrong, they meant it. When they said, Barron, son of Donald Trump, we want you locked away with child molesters in a cage, they meant it. When Hillary went for a ride on the Lolita Express down to Jeffrey Epstein's little perverted island, and she did whatever she did with whoever she did it with, she liked it. She meant it. I'm sure she did it a lot. They mean what they say, and they say what they mean. And I got to tell you this. I very much appreciate their honesty. Truly, I appreciate their honesty. That's the one thing they have, is this ability to say the most awful things. I appreciate that from them. I do. Right? All the trans out there that want to kill us, they mean it. They absolutely mean it. And speaking of trans, that guy, the head of Health and Human Services, the guy that thinks he's a woman, not only does he not have a dick anymore, but he's not going to have a job very soon. And I mean it. I don't think President Trump is going to keep a transgender person who's grotesquely overweight and mentally deranged, keep him in charge of mental and physical health for the country. Good golly. And speaking of that, physical, mental health, right? Darcy T sent me a little message and said, hey, John, you don't get to take the day off, man, because the Jim Jones juice never takes a break. A news anchor in Los Angeles dies unexpectedly. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more. No cause of death provided. That's all they needed to tell me. He was 39. Oh, he's getting old. Well, I mean, if you go back to, let's see, 1664, dying at age 39 was pretty normal. Age 39 in the year 2024, not so normal. Not so normal. So, folks, do you think they meant it when they threatened you, threatened me? Do you think all the drag queens who wanted to expose their genitals to the kids and groom them, do you think they meant it or not? I think they did. I think they enjoyed it. I think they wanted to do that. I don't think they were just teasing. Just kidding. We're going to go back in the closet. No, they want to come out of the closet, be on our faces, and groom kids in schools. They mean it. Right? I figured that these people would try slithering back under their rocks, back under their bridges. They mean it, folks. They fucking hate us. If they won in the election, what do you think they'd be saying? See, America? Yeah, man, we're in power now, and you're going to have to go cut your dick off, John. This, it's awful, folks. Absolutely awful. Now, let's do this. I think Uman's going to start the show. He's got a topic to come up. And I want your questions, comments down below. Hey, I'm just going to chill with you. Now, this has been interesting. And Uman says that the thing that's been bugging me all day has been the popular vote count. How does Trump get over 2 million less votes than last time? And Camel Toe gets over 15 million votes less than Potato Joe in 2020. What happened to 17 million voters? I'm just going to round the number up to 20 million because it's easier math for a guy like me. 20 million less total voters. Well, I actually think it's a bigger number than that. Because how many millions of votes were taken from Trump and transferred over to Biden? How many Trump votes were thrown away? How many Trump votes, right? This absolutely, in my opinion, man, proves that in 2020, their willingness and desire to cheat was off the hook. They were not going to have another 2016. And that tells me we're not going to have another 2024. I think in 2028, they're going to get out to cheat. But interestingly, right, it got stopped. Now, what did they do? One of the excuses, right? Where did those votes go? Where did those votes go? Well, let's just say 10 million were for Biden and 10 million were for Trump. And they transferred 10 million over to Biden, right? But those votes were, people were bored. They were locked down. There was nothing else to do. They were scared. They wanted to have their voice heard. There was nothing better to do. And so many more people voted. I don't buy that. That's the one excuse, and I don't buy it. I just don't buy it. The numbers are astounding. 2024, 2016, and 2012, the Democrats got just about the same number of votes that Kamala got this year in 2024. It was the only anomaly in all of this, folks, is Biden. And I find it incredibly hard to believe if you go this route. There was great enthusiasm for Trump in 2016. He beat Hillary Rodham Clinton. In 2020, he got even more votes, the most vote any incumbent president ever got, ever. And he lost. And there was a lot of enthusiasm for Trump against Biden. But it was, it was nothing, the enthusiasm for Trump in 2020 compared to 2024. His enthusiasm was huge, bigger than ever, bigger than ever. Bigger than ever. Wouldn't you say? I mean, he finished the last day of campaigning with not one or two, but four campaign stops at 2:30 in the morning doing the Trump dance. Right? Doing the Trump dance. The angry T-Rex. Right? Having fun. He had not just white screwy women and white screwy men voting for him. He had the log cabin gay vote. He had the black vote came over to Trump. Close to 30% of the male black vote, or was it 30% of all black vote? It was huge. Unheard of, unprecedented, but certainly heralded by everyone as holy shit, look at that. Not to mention the Latino vote was huge. So big that on Fox News, I think it was Fox, the hosts and guests were calling Latinos racist today. Racist. And then there were the Swifties. The youth vote came over. I mean, Charlie Kirk had to have converted at least 1,000 people in Arizona alone. But bigger than that was Scott Pressler, who I want to give full credit for winning Pennsylvania. I mean, of course, Trump was a big deal. Taking a bullet through the head in Pennsylvania, that really told a lot of people in Pennsylvania. I mean, everyone was like, every time something happened to Trump, they arrested him. People were like, fuck that, I'm for Trump. They convicted him. People were like, I'm voting for the felon. They shot him. People were like, that's it, I'm voting for him. They killed Peanut the squirrel, and people are like, I'm avenging Peanut the squirrel. That should be more and more and more and more and more votes. Right? It should be more. He should have gotten another 10 million over what he did in 2020 is what I'm saying. Yet, he actually got less. He won. He beat Kamala by 6 million freaking votes. That's a huge number, right? So he won the popular vote. Trump won the battleground states. As far as I'm concerned, it's been over. It's done. The Democrats were promising and swearing, we're not going to give up. We're not going to concede. And Kamala came out, her devil tail between her legs, and conceded. Allegedly nicely, but maybe we'll talk about that some more in a little bit. For now, I want to know where all of Trump's other votes went. You take his base from 2020 and you add on all of those groups, all the new blacks, all the new Latinos, all the new Utes. The fucking Amish came out, 180,000 alone. Scott Pressler signed up. Okay, Obama is a community organizer. So admirable. Oh my God, we got to love that. Scott Pressler was a community getting shit done with his own hands, walking on his own feet, door to door banging. Trump needs to put him somewhere in the Republican Party. He needs to be rewarded for what he did. He helped deliver Pennsylvania. He did. But where did all the votes go from 2020? Why weren't they there in 2024 for Trump? You know what? This whole stop the steal, Republicans, you and me, guess what? If we can survive what's coming in the next 4 years, and I say that with a very straight face, folks, shit has hit the fan. We ain't done with it. No, we are not. In fact, I'm expecting some very, very nasty shit. It'd be nice to catch up on some sleep and give my liver a couple of days off. But we're gonna have some big talks coming up here. Just mark my words, please. Don't stop prepping. Don't stop thinking. It is going to bite us right in the ass, whether we know it or not, like it or not, expect it or not. You're still going to get bit. Okay, so yeah, where did all of Trump's other votes go? With all of these new demographics switching over, the men came out in droves. Longest lines anyone has ever fucking seen. Both pre-vote as well as election day voting. He got less than he got in 2020. Oh, well, it's because people were bored. They had nothing to do. They may as well vote from home. Interesting stuff, folks. I still think there was some massive shenanigans, but they could not overcome it. They couldn't do it. They stopped the steal. We made it too big to rig. Thank God. All right, let's do this. Let's continue. Let's get into some more of your guys' thoughts and see what's on your mind as we breathe a little. Breathe a little. Cyber Hana said, I spent some time today scrolling social media. I can't believe these people who call us sick. I'll tell you what, Cyber Hana. I know what you're saying. I scrolled a little bit of social media when I got done working. I was dragging my tail all day, just beat tired. But yeah, I look at social media and there are people calling us every dirty name in the book. The mainstream media is saying can't we all just get along? You sound like Rodney King. Can't we all just get along? We need to unite now. Trump needs to tone down his rhetoric. Fuck you, mainstream media. Remember, these people right here, just one quick second, watch.
There are public figures today, yesterday, and the day before predicting and all but calling for mass violence and rioting in the streets.
Obviously, Republicans, I think, are the biggest threat to democracy. We don't separate.
Yeah, the mainstream media and elected politicians, they have the biggest voice. And they are out calling us every dirty name in the book. And now they're like, hey, now that you guys have power and authority, Republicans, we all need to get along. Folks, we exactly as I hoped and predicted, we as Republicans, conservatives, patriotic Americans now have the House of Representatives and the Senate. go ahead, take that arm, reach around, and pat yourself on the fucking back. Trump has 2 fucking years. He has the House and the Senate. He needs to get some shit done. If it doesn't happen, guess what? It's because the Rhino Republicans are there to stop him. They're fucking skunks if they stop Trump from doing what Trump needs to do to fix and heal this country, not so we can get along with the Democrats, but so we can get along and come to terms and come to grips with our Constitution. This is far more important than getting along with Democrats. Now, they want us to be nice. You need to play fair. No. How about if we do this? How about if we kill the filibuster in the Senate and Trump appoints 10 more Supreme Court justices? That's what Biden was saying he wanted to do. That's what Kamala was saying they wanted to do. That's what elected officials wanted to do. That's what the bitches on The View wanted to do. That's what all of the media wanted to do. That's what every asshole on social media wanted to do. Let's load the Supreme Court. Let's take over. No, you don't want to do that, Republican. No. Look, folks, Trump has a lot of authority. So does Congress. They could use that to make America great again. Can they not? Yes, they can. Now, does that mean break rules? Of course not. We're honest. We play nice. Loading the Supreme Court, I think it's a very piss poor idea. But Justice Alito and Justice Thomas are probably going to resign. I wish and hope that Trump finds somebody as strong as those 2 characters. Because if he doesn't, we're going to have a very wishy-washy, spongy, soft, shitty Supreme Court. But they're saying in the next 4 years, he'll get at least 2. That disgusting pig of a communist, Sotomayor, is more than likely going to resign. We'll find out how precious and dear life is to her. And we'll find out, folks. Anyways, let's do this. Let's do some more of what you guys want to talk about. Mr. Diving Frog says, John, I saw a 1,000 leftists crying today, all with bull rings. He's talking about the ones with the rings in the nose. Just want to tell them there's only 2 things that like that, ranchers and other cattle. I don't understand the fashion sense of that. I just don't get it. I remember in high school, 1987, someone had a bull ring in their nose, or was it on the side? I can't remember. And a chain going from the ear to the nose. And I thought, if I was big enough to get away with it, I could have grabbed that chain and pulled it. But yeah, that was hardcore punk rock. All black leather, Doc Marten boots, gloves with spiked knuckles. There's some hard motherfuckers in school back then. None of these lefty fuckers that are wearing a cat head costume that want to shit in a sandbox in the bathroom. Those are the hardcore ones today. But yeah, these leftists, though, I watched them. Bull rings, fucking everything tattooed here, or pierced and tattooed all over, crying. I watched one idiot try and shave her head. She couldn't figure out how to do it. I'm in protest of the patriarchy. It's oh my goodness. And guess what, lefties? There's only 2 genders, male and female, right? The other 98 people you keep referring to have mental illness. Those aren't genders. That's mental illness. You need to get help. Seek help. In fact, that was one of the memes today, was all the psychologists on the phone laughing, talking to other psychologists, and going, brrr. They're going to be making some money off of what's going on. All of the crying, the whining, the sniveling, the bitching, the moaning. Woo! Yeah. The threats are going to continue, though, folks. They do hate not just Trump. They hate all of us. Every last one of us. Right? Now, Kamala, for her part, did send out her Gestapo Nazi federal agents, but they were denied their intimidation tactics. They were stopped. Texas was a big place for that, but maybe, folks, losing all those power. It's funny, in Republican voting districts across Pennsylvania, power was out. Machines were out. They weren't plugged in. The doors weren't closed. They weren't counting votes. The sticks, the fuck are these sticks called? Thumb drives. Well, whoops, forgot to put the thumb drive in. How many people got hacked in, votes switched, votes added for Kamala, and she still could not win. Maybe she got far, far, far less than normal, but she got like a 5 million vote boost. That's a lot of votes, 5 million. Maybe Trump had a bunch stolen from him, and it just brought him right back down. 2 million less than last time. Well, didn't make it. All right, man, what's next? What do we got? We've got name redacted. He says, swear in. Big investigation time. 5 box trucks, police escorted, captured on video moving ballots last night in Philly. Philly is Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love in Pennsylvania. There needs to be a huge investigation. 5 box trucks showed up. There were cars showing up, I think, from California into Pennsylvania. Maybe they just had stolen plates. I don't know. And they still couldn't win. We were told before the evening, before the end of the workday yesterday, before 4 p.m. Eastern time, we were told the urban turnout had been terrible. And of course, urban areas are blue areas and blue areas are Democrat areas, and they failed. How could she do as well as they normally do without help? I really believe she got 5 or 10 million votes added that she wouldn't have had. One, whether they were added for her, like these box trucks. How many box trucks pulled in? How many vans? How many U.S. Postal Service trucks showed up? Now, I guess there was this thing, and Donald J. Trump, he said, big problem in Philly, law enforcement has been called. Interesting, yeah. 5 box trucks, police escorted. Police escorted. Isn't that interesting? I wonder if they're going to be arrested. I wonder if they're going to be prosecuted. In fact, I believe it was the district attorney in Philadelphia who came out in front of the public and said, you F around, you'll find out. He started throwing his threats out. And I thought, wow, why don't you get in a fucking time machine and go back about 4 years and get back to me on how that goes for you? You know, they're in it to win it. They're in it to win for themselves. The end justifies the means. They are Machiavellian to a murderous degree. Just ask any communist. How do they justify killing millions and millions and millions of people? Tens of millions, over 100 million people. How do communists justify that? Because the ends justifies the means. In other words, it's okay to kill people if it, well, helps the world be a better communist place. Yeah, I'm telling you, there needs to be a big investigation of a lot of different things. These Dominion voting machines need to go away. These ballot boxes and things like ballot harvesting and ballot mules and bringing votes in from out of state. There needs to be a whole lot more transparency because they love that word. Remember when Barack Obama in 2008 said, "We're going to have the most transparent campaign and administration of all time." And it was the least fucking transparent. And my evidence? Obamacare. 13,000 fucking pages of bullshit that nobody was allowed to read until they voted for it. That's what they said. That's what Nancy fucking Pelosi said. What a dumb whore. And what happened? They voted for it. And what was the result? They passed it. And what was the consequence? Health insurance went through the fucking roof. We'll have the most transparent. Shut up, Obama. I hate it when I try and sound like him and I actually come off a little bit like it. All right. Thank you, Name Redacted. We got a lot more to talk about. We're halfway through the 1 hour show and only 1 hour. Last night, we were within a minute or so of tying our all-time record, almost 4 hours live. And I feel like a trooper having done that. I'm fucking exhausted. Exhausted. And then drinking, I can't tell you, I think I had a double shot of Kraken in my coffee at the start of the show. And then I think I had 8 or 9 shots of Kraken. And it was a little bit. I was 94 proof with caffeine. Wow. All right, man. Yeah. I'm telling you, you know, scotch is different than tequila, is different than vodka, is different than everything. Look out. Misty Cook steps in. She's those 10 steps. Says, John, is there going to be violence tonight in blue cities? I'm in North Carolina. What do you think? I think the possibility is there. I am surprised that I haven't heard more about it. They did have violence in Seattle. Antifa was running around, getting out of hand. Seattle. They expected it in Seattle. I am shocked that we didn't get more violence. I don't know why. Did George Soros die and nobody told me about it? Oh, wait a minute. Where was Zark Muckerberg and his Zuckerbucks for the election? Maybe that is why Joe Biden did so much better. An extra 20,000 votes out there. No, it was cheating. But Zuckerbucks was part of the cheat, part of the steal, part of the fraud. And where is that little bastard? I tell you, someone did yesterday the Hitler's bunker routine, and I think that's some of the funniest shit ever. They did it, and funny as hell. Fun. In fact, after the show, I'm going to have to watch that again because it's going to disappear out in there. Hopefully someone, because they've been using that for the last 4 years, and it's been hilarious. It's a great, shall we say, meme video. But Misty, yeah, there's going to be violence. If not tonight or tomorrow night, it'll be this weekend. The left thought they were going to win. They really believed they were going to win. They believed their own polls. That's like a dog eating its own shit. They're like, yeah, this shit's good, man. This is our own shit. The shit's good. They're like, wait a minute. That shit is shit. Yeah, that's exactly. They were eating their own shit. They're drinking the Kool-Aid that they poured and mixed for themselves. And they believed it. They still believe their own lies, folks. When you listen to these liberals that are putting videos out crying and crying and crying, they're like, there was one girl, black girl, Trump is going to make us slaves again. I'm like, are you fucking kidding? You're that dumb? She believes it. It's because these racist people out here, they believe it. They believe that we're racist. They believe Latinos are racist. There was some idiot, fucking Latino guy. He's like, I can't believe like 50% of the Latino population voted for Trump. What are they, stupid? No, they're here legally, and they don't want illegals here, especially if they're drug dealers, rapists, murderers, thieves, generalized criminals. They don't want them here. They're like me and you. They're Americans. They like their freedom, liberty, and they want to keep their fucking money in their pocket. And folks, the war, one of the big wars we're going to have is with these gangs. I don't see any reason why they cannot be eradicated in a month. And I know people are going to say, John, they're going to hide, and then they're going to pop up here and there. They're going to stay underground. No one will know. You can't just go into a neighborhood and start arresting people with brown skin. You know how you find out if someone's an American or not? If they can speak English and sound like me. Yeah, man, they could have a little bit of that sound in their voice, huh? You know what I'm saying? I grew up in California, born there, so I know how they talk, man. I know. Hey, man, what the hell? And you know how they talk. Right? They got that cool Latino funny sound. But if they're from south of the border, it's no hable. They don't speak good at all. That's when you go, okay, tell me your name and what school you went to. And when they can't answer, You just put them in La Migra van and haul their ass off. Find out who the fuck they are. Okay, we've got you. What country are you from? No one's going to want to say Venezuela because Venezuela told them, you come back here, we'll kill you. I kill you. They're going to kill them. The violence is going to come, whether it's Antifa or BLM. In fact, I think the BLM leader endorsed Trump or did not refuse to endorse Kamala. I can't remember how that one worked. That was weird. Anyways, yeah, we've got violence coming. We do. I don't see the country uniting behind Trump. I see American patriots uniting behind Trump because we saw that before the election with the inclusion of, let's just say, moderate Democrats who don't want children to cut their genitals off, destroy the military, and have our country overrun by fucking foreign scumbags while flooding us with fucking fentanyl and other fucked up drugs. So here we are. Ooman says, getting rid of the gangs first should be the easy part. Deport them the first time they are arrested. There you have it. What a novel fucking idea. Ooman, you should be the gang czar. I'm tired of using the word czar. It's the same word as Caesar, which is the same as king. It's just different languages and different eras. We don't have kings in this fucking country. We don't have Caesars. We don't have emperors. We should not have anyone named Tsar. Plus, Tsar is a Russian word. Russia, 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 Russia bad. Crazy stuff. Anyways, thank you, Mr. Ooman. And Name Redacted says, know thy enemy. Know your area of operation, operate honorably, and respond accordingly. So know your enemy. Your enemy is those who wish ill and harm upon you in America. That would be people in the Democrat Party. Oh, you should hear them, folks, even in local social media. You just kind of scroll through that and you're like, hey, you guys are stupid. You're racist. I can't believe this. Why? How could you? It was quite fascinating. I am in the state of Florida, by the way. These were people in business circles using Facebook Business. They were brave. They put up red heart or blue heart, basically asking people, who do you support? I was shocked to discover 90% plus people that responded with a red heart in these. I was shocked because everyone is deathly afraid of offending the flaggots. Once again, I couldn't care if you're gay. Keep it out of my fucking face. And there's lots of gays that keep things like that out of our faces. But it is the skipping flamers, the Twinkle Toes Timmy types that scream and yell, I'm gay, everyone deal with my shit. Nobody likes that, but nobody wants to offend them, right? No bringing Chick-fil-A to the office. I'm like, I don't like Chick-fil-A. They're overpriced and not as good as they say, but you know what? I would love to bring Chick-fil-A to the office just to piss them off. Anyways, I digress. Know the area of your operation. There's you, 10-mile radius around you. You still need to know and understand who you are and where you're at and who's around you. It is going to continue to be very important. We still have massive enemies in this country, folks. There are still 20 million illegals here. And a lot of them don't want to go home. A lot of them can't go home. A lot of them need to go home regardless. Fuck you. You had a death sentence in Venezuela? Go back and let Venezuela deal with you and deal with you as they will. And maybe the United Nations will condemn them. Back to Africa, back to the Middle East, back to India, Asia, Pakistan, or Pakistan. I'm so sick of fucking people telling me how to pronounce their fucking language. They can't speak my fucking language properly. Oh, you haven't go to Abdullah. Oh, no. It's Pakistan. Don't fucking tell me how to speak if you won't speak my language right. You're in my country, by the way. Oh, it's my country too. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I get it. And I'm not making fun of them to belittle them as human beings. I'm making fun of them because they're fucking hypocrites. All right. Operate honorably. I don't pick on anyone, folks, and bully them and push them around in real life. I give everyone an opportunity. I operate honorably and respond accordingly. That's great advice, Name Redacted. Thank you very much for sharing those thoughts. Very important. Mr. Uman, let's continue. We've got about 20 minutes left today. I'm probably going to go down. I'm thinking of making chicken cordon bleu, except I'm going to use Spam, and it's going to be Spam cordon bleu. And then I'm going to go to bed. Orlando says, hey, John, we did it. Yes, we did. We all did. He says, now, all he's doing is giving us an extra 4 years to prep and get ready, provided he survives year one. What say you? Well, I'll tell you, Orlando. He's got to survive the rest of 2024, right? He's got to survive the rest of 2024. He's got to survive January 6th. They might arrest him again and call the election insurrection. And Jamie Raskin wants to use the 14th Amendment, the Insurrection Amendment, to say he's disqualified. We're never going to certify it because he's disqualified. Jamie Raskin needs to be arrested and prosecuted for crimes, literal crimes and threats. But yeah, then he's got to survive Inauguration Day. Remember that? Does everyone remember the joke that Eddie Murphy did saying that Jesse Jackson, I'd like to say hi to everybody, and I want to thank them for electing me president. That was Eddie Murphy talking about, if Jesse Jackson was going to make it as presidential candidate. He was a presidential candidate back in, I think, 84. Definitely 84. It's funny as hell. Eddie Murphy's great. But Jesse Jackson, right? That's how Trump is now. He's like, hey, you missed. Right? He's going to do that Neo shit. Whoa, bend over backwards, dodging those fucking bullets. He's got to survive all that. Look, the deep state is scared to death. We have stood up, and we, folks, understand if they can kill Trump, they will punish us. Remember, if they kill Trump, it's a warning to all politicians who would dare to question their authority, right? Have the temerity to stand up to them. It was the CIA. I really put them at the tip top of the assassination coup and group, that actually put together the kill. Was the CIA. And I got to tell you, for as many shots that were fired at JFK, they did a lousy job. And there were bullets flying everywhere, folks. Through the windshield, off of the frame of the windshield. Shots flying into the fucking car, skipping into the grass, off the asphalt. There were bullets flying everywhere. There weren't 3 fucking bullets. And finally the headshot came from the storm drain. That's where the headshot hit him and it went up, back, and to the left. Anyways, if they get Trump, and they already shot him in the head. Luckily, it just went through the ear. It went through the ear. Look, if they shot Obama through the ear, it wouldn't have been as impressive, right? That fucking guy's got some ears. Fucking jerk off, Obama. They already shot him. They wanted it to go right through his fucking head. That had been the end of it, folks. That had been the end of everything. We'd be pissed. We wouldn't have a candidate. We'd be pissed. We wouldn't have someone with charisma. We'd be pissed off and scared. We wouldn't have anyone to stand up and protect us the way Trump has. The guy really is a fucking lightning rod, meaning lightning rod's job is for lightning to hit it and be safely sent into the ground. That's the purpose and point of lightning rods. Trump is that lightning rod. He attracts all the attention. Right? But they do hate us. We've got 4 years to continue to prepare, continue to stay fully advised, aware of our surroundings, our political, shall we say, landscape, our economic landscape. Oh, by the way, let me just get this out. We're fucked still, folks. The bond market is failing. Everyone's excitement and enthusiasm for that is not going to create instant prosperity that we all get rich from. right? It's not going to create that. The nation's very large. It's an economic engine. It has to slowly rev up and slowly rev up. There's a lot of things Trump can do that would return capital to the country, return jobs to the country. There's a lot of things he can do that accelerate that, but not right away. Our bond market, and bonds are used to fund the government. And then our taxes pay those bonds off. Right? Countries like Russia and China, Japan and others buy treasuries, bonds, government promises to pay. And that funds the government now. And then we pay taxes and it pays those bonds off. And we give our money back to other countries with interest. Yeah. So we borrow $1 trillion and we have to pay back $1.2 trillion. Right. That's the type of shit we got. So other countries don't want those bonds. How are we going to fund our government? Well, they have this thing called quantitative easing, where the Federal Reserve says, we just invented an extra couple of $1 trillion. Here you go, government. And the government's like, thanks for those trillions of dollars. Now let's spend them and collect taxes and try paying it back. Whoops, we can't do it because government wastes and abuses money and throws it away and pisses it away. The economy is in big trouble. The housing market's in big trouble. Retail's in big trouble. The jobs market's in big trouble. The Biden administration with Kamala looking really pretty at the helm. They've been fucking everything up for 4 fucking years. And now they want to pretend like, oh, everything's fine. You know, Trump can do a good job, but he's not going to save us. He can't do it all by himself. So how do we do it? They're going to print a shit pile of money. Like I said, quantitative easing. The government will fund and buy its own bonds to support the government spending. That means we're going to deal with a lot of inflation. Currency equals inflation. How are they going to get inflation down? Well, if Trump does his tariffs, guess what? That increases the price of foreign manufactured goods. Do we have domestically manufactured goods? Yeah. Can they make enough to replace the others? Well, it doesn't matter because tariffs make the foreign goods the same price as American goods. So things are going to get more expensive with Trump, like it or not. If we get tax cuts, that's great. If he eliminates the tax cuts and goes with high tariffs, okay. You know, we're going to be, in other words, we're going to be clawing and digging our way out. So I'm in one hole digging and throwing the dirt out, trying to dig myself out. Meanwhile, Man's right behind me. He's doing the same thing. But when he throws his dirt, it goes into my hole. And I'm like, holy shit. I dig my shovel and I throw it out. It goes into Kaz's hole. Kaz goes, oh, fuck. And he takes that and he throws it out. His hole goes in Vaughn's hole. Right? We're just passing the buck. As much as I love Trump and America and patriotism and all that, we're going to have a hell of a time. And the Democrats are not going to make it easier. 20 million extra fucking welfare cases on top of our already massive number of welfare cases is not going to help. Now, there's something that can help a lot, and that would be firing a lot of bureaucrats with Elon Musk's at the helm, appointed as Government Efficiency Committee, right? Cutting government spending, cutting government programs, cutting employees, making government smaller, not just the amount of money they spend, but the number of people in it. I believe Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said one of the first things he wants to do is get rid of the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, because all they do is get in the way and make sure that pharmaceuticals make all the money and we don't have access to real cures. Like horse paste is now not only good for cerveza bug, it seems to work for all manner of diseases as well as cancer, because diseases and cancer are caused by parasites. Interesting, no? Parasites. Interesting stuff. Oh, man, let's do this. I know we got just a few minutes. Let's do some more questions. Let's have some more fun. Rock Valley Radio says, Trump needs to be looking like the Michelin Man with a ballistic helmet. Yes, he does. He needs to have, just serious ballistic protection. He's going to look like a fucking armadillo on 2 legs, right? Orange armadillo man with plate armor everywhere and a ballistic helmet. He needs to continue with the same security levels. They need to get rid of all of the bad wood. They need to chop the bad wood off at the Secret Service. They need to do that at the FBI. They need to do that at the CIA, or just ban the fucking CIA altogether. We already, remember, we have the NSA, the DNA. Or is it the DAN? That would be Dan. DNI. Got it. You almost had a Biden moment there. We have the Department of Homeland Security. How many security agencies do we need at the federal level? Again, DNI, NSA, CIA, FBI, DHS, DEA, IRS, USPS. Oh, they got guns and badges. Right? I think I've missed a couple, but time will not allow me to dig through the files. There's a dozen different federal law enforcement gun-toting, badge-carrying people. ATF. There we go. I missed one. Shit, that's a big one. Fuck, John. There's just that many bureaucracies, and that's just law enforcement. That doesn't even cover regulatory authority, like the EPA, the FDA, the USDA, the CDC, the NIH. See what I'm saying? We need to cut all this shit out. The DOD. I mean, I got a fair number of them, didn't I, man? I think I did. Yeah, he's like, yeah, John, whatever. You know, you missed about 60 of them. Who's next? We got some more time. 5150. Holy crow, the clock just went by. Man, he said, we got Cyber Hannah. She says, I still don't trust Trump, even though I voted for him. My gut says Trojan horse. I hope not. All right, Cyber Hannah, we go to the next level, right? It was obvious Satan, or I don't trust him, but he's not obvious fucking Satan. So what your job is watch him. Watch him. If he starts doing something wrong, you tell everyone. That's what social media is for, right? It's been great. If it was not for Elon Musk, and folks, I don't like his cyber whatever the fuck the brain control thing is. I do not want my brain plugged into the internet. It's not, I'm not only worried about people stealing the valuable knowledge I have, I'm worried about them putting shit inside my brain that I don't want. Right? I don't trust the Neuralink. I don't trust artificial intelligence. I don't trust self-driving cars. And I certainly don't trust rockets that look like giant penises that land themselves. I don't. But Elon Musk bought Twitter, turned it into X, freed speech. We quit getting strikes on YouTube and having our channels removed because Elon Musk did that. So I don't really, I'm very suspicious. I'm watching him. He's saying and saying they're going to do the right things. Good. Same with Trump. Trump in 2016, I didn't trust very much at all because he was not talking about freedom. He was talking about spending money. He was talking about buying votes. The same way I criticize this, no taxes on tips. I'm like, fuck you. I got to pay taxes. Why don't you? Now, I do agree with no taxes on Social Security and no property tax after you're 65. I believe that. You've paid your fucking dues. And believe me, folks, I know we're all older in this crowd. We're not in our 20s, but we do have some people in their 20s and 30s. When you're younger, you don't realize how much you've given until you've given and given and given, and they keep fucking taking it, right? We know. We've lived it. We're living it. We're going to have to keep living it. It's not that I don't trust Trump now. I'm very pleased with where we've come. You don't take a bullet through the fucking ear because you're a good guy with the bad guys, right? I believe Trump is on our side. That doesn't mean he's not above criticism. It doesn't mean he's above making mistakes. It doesn't mean he won't make bad policy decisions. That was probably one of my main issues with him is like, Jeff Sessions not doing his fucking job, fire his ass. He didn't fire him. He finally fired him. He brought in Bob Fat Ass Barr. Should have fired him day fucking 3. Right? We need to get these rhinos out of the way. We need to get these Trojan horses out of the way. We need to get these loser fucksticks out of the way. And I think Trump is handling it pretty well right off the bat. He's like, okay, RFK. And then he's like, oh, RFK, he's going to do all these other things. It's like, no, his job is make America healthy again. And that's it. That's the extent of his authority. Done. Elon Musk, you're not putting Neuralink on all the Swedish people out there. Instead, you're going to be in charge of cutting government spending because you've demonstrated with X, Twitter, that you can go in there, cut 80% of the fucking dead wood employees out, and it operates even better than it did. Elon Musk, you can build a rocket in 3 months instead of 3 fucking years. Elon Musk, you can take that rocket engine and make it better, simpler, more powerful than ever before. Beautiful. Great. Cool. Right? It's an interesting world, folks. It really is. We need to keep our eye on them and keep them honest. We also need to keep them aware. Hey, look what's going on over there, and tell them that is a problem. All these trannies, kids in school, right? We need to get the devil out of fucking schools. We need to get decent, moral people back into being charged in schools, teachers, board members, administration, etc. All right, let's move on. I know I've got some time left. It's Heidi. She says, I bet the next 4 years will be a circus regardless. Oh, it's going to be a 3-ring, 4-alarm fire shit show. And I'm going to love every minute of it. The more we can keep that fight in Washington, D.C., the better off we're all going to be. Now, right? She says, Dems aren't going to quit trying to nail Trump or nail everyone or nail us. They're going to continue to try and use sex and pedophilia as a way to entrap and ensnare politicians so they will do their bidding. Oh, did you hear that fucking NATO and European leaders are kissing Trump's ass now? Fuck them. Yeah, they're kissing his ass now. Ursula von der Leyen is like, oh, we're going to be so happy to have Trump. Shut up, bitch. You were not elected. She's an appointed European Union piece of shit. Kind of like Kamala was appointed to be presidential candidate. But I did hear that in Somalia, they've already said, we're done. We're done blowing up ships. We're done. We're not fighting anymore. I don't know if that was a meme, a joke, or whether it's true. Uman, do you know? You shaking your head? Yeah, that's true.
I think it was a meme.
Well, that's too bad because they're going to get their asses handed to them Trump style. You know, well, we got just a few minutes. You can stay on. You know, when Reagan was elected, one of the first things he got up in front of the microphone. You know, he's like, the bombing starts in 15 minutes. Fucking media went nuts. Our enemies went, oh, shit, this guy's, cowboy. Fucking Reagan wore a cowboy hat. He's a fucking cowboy, right? The Gipper.
That was beautiful.
It's fucking beautiful, right? Trump got in office. He talked North Korea. He called Kim Jong-un Rocket Man. We're all fucking laughing our ass off. Rocket Man invites him to come see him. He knocked his shit off, right? Because Trump projects strength. And so I think that will help to calm everything down again. He's already talking about peace with Vladimir Putin, despite what Dabu7 said.
Well, you know what? People hear what they want to hear. And when you translate something that a European or, Russian or something is saying, the words don't translate literally. I think the guy's intention was that if the United States comes in there and starts military action to try to stop the war,
right,
he's going to get JFK'd or something like that.
Yeah, that's correct.
I don't think they're going to have any objection to him cutting off funding and demanding a peace negotiation.
Yeah, but Putin said that's what he is open to. He's not just threatening Trump. And Trump is, he's wanting to stop the war. He talked about it before the election. I think it's great. I think it's good that we stop giving money to Ukraine. I think Ukraine should have to pay us back. I don't like my retirement going to that little fruit salad tossing freak, Zelensky. Additionally, I think the Ukraine people deserve better. They deserve free press, freedom of religion, free speech, as well as the right to protect themselves from violence from their own government. And then it's basically, in my opinion, genocide. What's been going on? Do you think that's too harsh, Uman?
No, I don't think so. I mean, he basically genocided his own people in
That's what
his
I'm talking
entire
about.
country. You know,
That's what I mean. It
Yeah.
was killing his own men. I did get a crack up though, and when all the trannies were like, "I'm a girl. I'm a girl. I'm not a man. You shouldn't be able to draft me." You know, trying to twist little piggy tails.
Yeah,
It's like,
they
sorry,
had to
fruitcake.
do, they had to do the pants checks at the border before letting anybody out.
Fucking nut check, yeah. You can't do enough weenie tuck, a little ball tuck. But regardless, yeah, they. So I think Trump can stop that war real quick, and I think he can rein in NATO real quick, and I think he can rein in all of that bullshit pretty well, pretty quick.
Yeah.
I don't know if he can do anything about Israel. I don't know. I haven't heard him speak about Israel. Have you heard anything?
Well, he supports Israel, but I mean, if you want to stop things there, I don't support stopping to support Israel at the cost of letting them being taken over by a bunch of terrorists. But I don't believe that we should be funding and supporting it to the extent that we are either.
Right. I support peace, however that comes about. Now, the problem is, of course, is the Palestinians say, until the last drop of our blood is spilled, we won't stop dropping their blood everywhere. It's like, okay, what you're saying is there can never be peace, you fucking terrorist pieces of shit.
You know, they've been fighting for thousands of years. It isn't going to get solved.
But for some reason, let's see, the Lebanese don't want the Palestinians. The Egyptians don't want the Palestinians. The Jordan doesn't want the Palestinians. Nobody wants these people, the Palestinian. Nobody. Why? Why not? Riddle me that, Batman.
I think that is self-evident, and as you can see by their actions over the last couple of years here, I mean, drives me nuts that they think that they can, go smack the sleeping giant in the face and then scream victimhood when they get retribution for their actions.
Right, and that's where I'm like, okay, Israel can just bomb the shit out of them, and I'm not gonna say it was the wrong thing to do. I don't like people being killed, but they keep fucking committing acts of terror. At some point, you've got to let it go, but they can't do that. Right? I don't see French people trying to kill me because I'm a descendant of Vikings.
No. Yeah, and I don't see other governments in the world building their military bases under schools and hospitals, and
then there's that, yeah.
Yeah, and then the people that are innocent are supporting and providing logistical support for those operations. So they're not exactly innocent people either.
The United Nations is completely complicit in supporting and hiding, and then they make fake videos. Literally, they film videos to make it look like people have been killed, and then those videos leak out showing everyone getting up out of the ground and walking off. They're fucking crisis actors for sympathy, and you know what? Fuck that.
No, I can't support any of that crap. I mean, I believe let them sort it out themselves, let them fight it out themselves, and however it ends, and then we need to stop sending our money all over the world to support this kind of crap when we got enough problems back home here, and have people that we can't help get into housing and work and everything else.
Yeah. Well, we're going to see what happens in the next 4 years if we can even get Trump through January 20th. Good God. But for today, folks, relax. We did it. Good job. Cities aren't burning. Not yet. Thankfully. Hopefully they don't at all. Hopefully I'm completely wrong, Oliver.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I expected that there would be some more outbursts last night, but maybe because all the results weren't in and it wasn't finalized until so late, maybe those protests start happening later this week or over the weekend. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, for now, folks, congratulate yourselves. You did a great job, and we need to keep doing that great job. being vigilant and protecting freedom and liberty in our republic is not over. It's not over. Don't fall for that. It's not over. Take a day off. It's essentially what I'm going to be doing here, taking a day off. Oliver, I want to thank you again for everything you do for us and the effort. There's so many good people like all of us out there doing this, and that's, I think, what did it. In fact, even Elon Musk said that. He said it's us, citizen journalists. Cat Turd, who's a big one on X and Twitter, said, it's not him. It's all of us little people in our little small social media networks. And I thought that was really a kind thing to say, that little guys like us did it.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of overlap with all the small channels, and that information gets spread out, and people get turned on to different channels and different thoughts and opinions and different points of view. So I think that's all great.
Yeah, like a chain. It's the links of all of us together.
Yep.
All right.
Well, I'm going to turn off. Have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow.
God bless. Semper Fi.